Hi friends, I'm Sonia and today we are going to do a lesson on travel. Well yes, if you are a traveler, if you are someone who travels a lot, loves exploring places, however when you talk about your travel experiences, you confuse certain words related to travel, journey, trips, etc. Well then you need to stay tuned to this lesson because today we are going to clear off the confusion between travel, trip, journey and tour. We learn exactly how to use these words today. So let's not take up any more time and let's get straight to the book.
Subscribe and press the bell icon to receive notifications. Don't miss any new lessons.
Now the very first word I have for you is travel. Isn't this a very common word? Well, yes it is. However, the word travel can be used in three different ways. Let's see how. Now, firstly, what is the meaning of travel? Travel basically means to move or to go from one place to another. Okay? So let's note that down first. So to move from one place to another. You could say move or you could say to go from one place to another. Now travel as a word can be used in three ways like I said. The very first as a verb. So if you look at this sentence, Sam travels a lot. Over here, travel is used as a verb. It's an action where Sam travels from one place to another, okay? So here it's used as a verb. In the next example, travel has become easier these days. I'm sure you agree with the different means of transport now. Over here, travel is used as a noun. All right? And then the third sentence. I know of a good travel agency. Okay. Can you tell me what does travel over here represent? Well, it shows an adjective. Okay. So your travel is used as an adjective. You may ask why. Well, that's because over here it tells you what kind of an agency I know of. I know of a travel-related agency, okay? An adjective tells you what kind, so I know of a travel agency. So all in all, travel means to go from one place to another place. It can be used as a verb as you see here, as a noun and even as an adjective. Plain and simple. Let's move on now to trip. So what is a trip then, you'll say? Well, a trip basically is just a short journey. All right, it's a very short journey. It could either be for business, like if you are a working person, you have to meet clients maybe across cities, or if you're a business person, or you may just travel for pleasure. Like I mentioned initially, if you're a traveler, you like exploring places, so you go on trips, short trips. So basically it's a short journey. All right, that's what a trip is, a short journey either for business or pleasure. Let's look at the first example. We went on a trip to Greece. All right. So here, this could possibly mean that you went on a trip for pleasure. You were on a holiday. So you went on a short trip to Greece. And the next one here, the next way that you can use trip. My boss is always on a business trip. So here it's very clear that my boss is always, traveling on short trips, mostly for business reasons. So very simple, a trip is mostly a short journey, either for business or for pleasure. Alright? Let's see what we have here then. Now, I used the word journey just a few seconds ago, right? So, what exactly is a journey? A journey is the actual distance that you cover when you travel. So, say for example, if during the holidays I wanted to travel to another city, all right, which was maybe say 200 kilometers from my city, just hypothetically. So obviously I have to cover a physical distance. That physical distance that I cover, all the time that it takes, all of that is termed as your journey. All right. So just to note it down, it's the distance covered while traveling. Okay, it's the physical distance that you cover. So let's look at the first example. It's a very common question that we ask, right? How was your journey? So say if you've had some relatives who've visited you recently, or maybe some friends who've come to meet you and they've come from a far off place. Maybe they've come by flight, for example. So it's very common to ask them, hey, how was your journey? Why are you using the word journey? Because you're talking about the distance that they covered, the time that it took, and maybe even the transport that they used, just to ask how all of that was. So how was your journey? And then the next question, how long is your journey to work every day? Well, some of us are lucky we have to make a very short journey to work. Some of us, take a long time to reach work, but that's how it is. So how long is your journey to work every day? Which means, what is the physical distance that you have to cover? Is it, 5 kilometers? Is it a 2-kilometer journey? Something like that. So how long is your journey? So remember, journey is the distance covered while traveling. As simple as that. And then finally, we have tour. Alright. So what is a tour really? This is a word that you would use mostly, when you're talking about visiting many places. So say, you have these holiday packages where you travel throughout Europe and you travel throughout different parts of the world. So what happens then is that on a particular trip, you would cover many different places. You would visit many places and you would do a lot of sightseeing, see a lot of different cities, for example. So a tour is like a trip. However, it's mostly used when you talk about a holiday and it involves different places. All right? So let me write that down. A tour basically includes visiting many places, and it's mostly on a trip or on a holiday. So if you look at the first sentence, it says, we went on a tour to Spain last year, which means that we visited Spain and we probably visited a lot of different places within Spain which are famous and which normally people visit. Over here, if you noticed, tour is used as a noun, alright? So again, tour can be used in two ways, as a noun and as a verb. So over here, it's used as a noun. And if you look at the second sentence, it says, I toured Europe with my friends. That's a really great thing to do. And toured here is used as a verb. Of course, it's the past tense of tour. So I toured Europe with my friends. So again, tour simply means visiting many places on a particular trip. Alright? So here's how you can use these four words: travel, trip, journey and tour. They all mean different things. Just to do a quick recap: travel, going from one place to another. Trip is mostly a short trip, either for business or pleasure. A journey is the distance that you cover while you're traveling. And tour, mostly when you talk about visiting many places on a trip, can be used as a noun and it can be used as a verb as well. Alright, so well, this brings me to the end of the lesson, and I hope that you've understood exactly what these 4 words mean. Make sure that when you use them in your day-to-day conversation, you use them correctly, alright? I'll be back soon with something more interesting. Till then, you take care of yourself. Goodbye.